Yo, what's up, everyone? My name's Dave, and you suck at programming. All right, today we are back here with everyone's favorite programming language, Bash. All right, let's jump into it. Today we're talking about arrays in Bash. All right, the reason we're talking about this is because a lot of you guys don't seem to know that there are arrays in Bash. You guys seem to think it's totally acceptable just to have long strings separated by spaces, and that's good enough. And yeah, I guess it'll work for you, but it can break in really fun and sometimes subtle ways. So let's talk about it. All right, let's look at the cringe script first. This is what you guys think is good. This is what I think is cringe. Look at this. We have a variable called names. It's set to a big string, and as you can see, there are 4 names here: Alice, Bob, Claire, and Dave Eddie. Very simple, A, B, C, D. Awesome, great. Notice that Dave Eddie has a space in it. Uh-oh, is that going to be a problem? Well, let's see. We do for name in $names, so we expand this variable here. We don't put any quotes around it. We don't do anything. We just expand it as is in the for loop, and then we loop over it, and then we print a little arrow sign and the name. So, what do we get when we run this cringe script? Uh-oh, there were 4 names and we have 5 lines of output. Why is that happening? Well, it got confused. It saw the new lines, it saw the spaces, and it treated both of them as delimiters. So we got 5 names when we wanted 4. So, okay, cool. How do we fix this? Well, the fix is simple. It's how I started the video. We need arrays. So let's look at the based version. All right, you guys ready for this? Base, same exact thing, except this time we have an array. You can tell we have an array because we open parenthesis and we close parenthesis, and then there are 4 strings in here. They're quoted, so Bash knows that they're strings: Alice, Bob, Claire, and Dave Eddie. And then we use this funky syntax. If you're familiar with the channel, you've seen me talk about this before. We do the open curly brace, close curly brace here, open square bracket, close square bracket, and then we use the @ sign. The @ sign allows us to iterate over every element of the array. And then we run the base script, and bam, exactly what we wanted. 4 names, 4 lines of output: Alice, Bob, Claire, and Dave Eddie. Cool. So some of you might be wondering, you may have seen this syntax before. I have one last script for you here. This is a very interesting script. Let's take a look at this one. We have a new array called ARR. We open parenthesis, and we have 4 elements in this array: the string foo, the string bar, the string baz tab bat, that's a literal tab character, and then new, and then a literal new line. So we have some funky strings in here. So I'm going to show the difference between using a star as an expansion and an asterisk. Not an asterisk, an @ sign as an expansion. So we have the asterisk up here, and we have the @ sign down here. Other than that, these for loops are exactly the same. We just do for thing in, and we echo cringe, and then we echo base. So let's see what we get when we use a star for an expansion or an @ sign for an expansion. We run it, and here we go. So if we use the star for expansion, we only had 1 element that got iterated over. We printed cringe once, and the entire thing we printed was the array stringified. When you use an asterisk, you will get that as a string. It will join it together. In this case, it joins it based on the inner field separator. So we have 1 line, 1 element. If we use the @ sign, this works correctly. We had 4 elements, we have 4 lines here: foo, bar, baz and bat, and then this, I actually lied, this is a 5th line, but they're all the same element. As you can see, base was only printed once, the arrow was printed once, and then new line down there. So yeah, that's a little, that's something on Bash and arrays.